Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. Today is my NFL legend video. It's Donnie Shell, South Carolina State, Pittsburgh Steelers. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. I'm Mr. Football Vincent Turner, and the video is presented today by betonline.com, presented by the Bleed Podcast Network. Donnie Shell. I was glad to see him get in the Hall of Fame last year, the 2020 class. And when you think about Donnie Shell, the first thing comes to your mind is that steel curtain defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the mid-70s. Donnie Shell was an undrafted free agent in 1974. And he was able to stick with that team that had all those great stars on the defensive side of the ball and became a Hall of Famer. 4-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowl, Hall of Famer, 51 career interceptions, and the skill set was unbelievable. Hitting, A+, intimidation, A+, run support, A+, physical, A+ at a 5'11", 190. Coverage skills, A+, and the instincts, A+. 51 interceptions as a strong safety in the National Football League is something special. And he had an interception in each of his 14 years in the league. Played in 201 games. Unbelievable, man. And played on arguably one of the greatest defenses that ever assembled in the mid-70s. L.C. Greenwood, Ernie Holmes, Joe Green, Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, Andy Russell, Dennis Winston, J.T. Thomas, Mike Wagner, Ron Johnson, Mel Blount. Donnie Shell was special, man. And he set the tone for all the guys that followed him. See, Kenny Easley should give some love. Joey Browner should give some love. Steve Atwater should give some love. John Lynch should give some love. Brian Dawkins should give some love. Ed Reed should give some love. Troy Polamalu should give some love. Earl Thomas should give some love. Eric Berry should give some love. And the late, great Sean Taylor should give some love. He was the guy that set the tone for all them great other safeties that came into this league. Then he went to South Carolina State. Me, being a guy from Memphis, Tennessee, very close to the Tennessee State program. I always want to talk about all the great players that came out of Tennessee State, the SWAC. But the MEAC, where Donnie Shell played, they had some serious competition, man. John Gilliam, Brownie Shavers, Harry Carson, Robert Gathers, William Justin, Charlie Brown, Barney Bussey, Philip Adams, Robert Porcher, Darius Leonard, who right now, is the best linebacker in pro football, South Carolina State, and Javon Hargrove, South Carolina State, y'all should be awfully proud. And the great Willie Jeffries. And also Marion Motley played there, and the great Deacon Jones. See, if you want to know about Donnie Shell, one more time, undrafted free agent. 442 picks, and nobody saw nothing with him. It took Bill Nunn, the great Bill Nunn, one of the all-time scouts, to let y'all know this guy was special. And his nickname was Whatever It Takes. Very humble, class act, Ended up being a scout for the Carolina Panthers for 15 years. And as I told you, the skill set, hitting A+, physical A+, intimidation A+, great run support A+, football intelligence A+, instincts A+. It was all about Donnie Shell. Then, if you really want to know about his tackling ability, he was a guy that can really lower you up here. But two moments stick out. 1981, a 3-interception game against Bernie Kosar and the Cleveland Browns. Best play on the field that day. And then December 3rd, 1978, in the Astrodome, Earl Campbell, rookie, out of the University of Texas, running through the National Football League like it's water. Well, he made that spin move, and Donnie Shell broke a reel, and Earl Campbell laid on the turf for quite a bit of time. And another nickname Donnie Shell had, the torpedo. The definition of a torpedo: metal object that self-propelled explosion. An underwater metal self-propelled object that brings explosion. That was Donnie Shell. But what I admire the most out of him, the work and how South Carolina State honors him. Started several organizations over there in Rock Hill, South Carolina, where he's at. And he graduated with his degree and went back and got his master's in education. And he was an outstanding baseball athlete, all-conference MEAC. But he said something, whatever it takes, what he meant by that, doing my research on him, is that God gives you a gift. And one day you're going to realize that gift. And if you believe in him, he's going to take care of you. But you got to be patient. You got to wait on him. But when your time comes and you're ready, you're going to be great. See, Donnie Shell should have been in the Hall of Fame. He should have went in there before Troy Polamalu, before Ed Reed, before Brian Dawkins, Steve Atwater. I'm sorry, gentlemen. He should have been there before y'all. And to play on arguably the greatest defense in pro football history, with the greatest front four, with two of the greatest linebackers, several members that's in the Hall of Fame: Joe Green, Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, Mel Blount. And him not being in the Hall of Fame with 51 career interceptions, that's a tragedy. But you know, when I think about Donnie Shell, I think about two people. I think about two things. I think about that song that Carl Douglas had, Kung Fu Fighting. That's all right. Donnie Shell didn't complain. He did that Kung Fu fighting on the field. My final words about Donnie Shell. If you like the video, please comment and share it. We surely appreciate it here at 100 Yards Football. Special thanks to my producer, Mr. Logan Landers. The video today has been presented by betonline.com, presented by the Bleed Podcast Network. I only got one thing to say about Donnie Shell, and I'm going to end it with this. Remember the young man, one of the lead singers that was on that Motown label? The great Marvin Gaye. when Donnie Shell earned a spot on that 1974 Pittsburgh Steelers team, was part of that Pittsburgh Steelers organization, that he won 4 Super Bowl rings. Finally voted into the Hall of Fame in 2020. Well, Donnie Shell got ready to play. And before the kickoff, like the great Marvin Gaye, let's get it on! Blessings to you, Mr. Donnie Shell. Enjoy Super Bowl 56 this weekend. Thank you for supporting 100 Yards Football. I'm Mr. Football Vincent Turner. Have a blessed day.